This is my clock. This clock I steampunked before I started my YouTube channel. Problem is, it ticks, and it ticks loud, and it's in the background of every video I make, and it's very noisy. Especially when I do time lapses. Eek! I decided what would be a good idea would be to purchase some silent clock mechanisms. I purchased these from Amazon. Just over £6 and you get 2 in the box. I thought that was just a picture. You actually get 2. They take one AAA battery, and one is a long stem and one is short. Now I decided I would use the long stem, keep the hands away from all the cogwheels on my clock. And there's some wall brackets, the washers and nuts. Several different choices of hands. Isn't bad for a £6 pack. So let's get this offending beast off of the wall. Hold the camera with one hand. Attempt to make the screw go in the right direction with the other hand. This clock mechanism held to the wall by a foam square with a hole cut out of it, the right size for the quartz clock movement, which seems to be 55 millimeters square. Standard. So that sticks to the wall and the square pushes into it. So, noisy clock is some of the steampunkifying I did to it with some cogwheels. I even made a cloud out of polymer clay. I quite like it. But this, noisy, annoying in my videos. It's got to go. So, first things first, let's pop out the battery. Keep that for the other one. I'm going to try and remove this. That pin just holds the whole thing together, but there is a nut right in the middle. If I can get it, trying to grip hold of it and focus. Kind of missing, but yeah, maybe with a bit of persuasion. Oh, it's going off camera. I'm trying really hard. Ooh, there it goes. Well, I got that off. Did bend the they bend back. I did bend the hands a little bit, so they are quite flexible. Very, very thin metal. And this, oh look at that. There's a cogwheel right in the middle. Not out of the way. Flip her over. I'm going to face number 12 to the top. Put this in. I don't want to kind of fix it into place. I want it to stay in so it doesn't do this rotating business. The easiest way to do that. With a couple of pieces of nice double-sided stick tape. This is the foam kind. Got a bit of padding in it. A couple of pieces of that will be perfect. Stick those down. Either side of the center. Peel off the backing and get it lined up correctly. 12 at the top and push it down. Get down, that's fine. It will be held with the nut as well. Let's take a look and see what we've got in our packet. Lots to choose from. But we need something from here first. The wall bracket, but it also has a nut. Don't need those 2 rubber washers, they can go. them to one side. That fits in that cogwheel absolutely perfect. That was lucky. And one of those nuts just to hold the whole thing in place. I'm not going to do it up with a spanner or a wrench or whatever. I'm just going to do that pretty tight, but by hand. Perfect. Perfect. Cut this open. Be careful not to snip off any hands. I don't know if you could, but they're very flexible, so you possibly could if you had a very good pair of scissors. Let's pop these out and take a good look at them. Oh, there's a lot of them. There's a couple of little end pieces that go in the second hand. So here they are lined up for you to have a look at. And if you notice, the hour hand has a larger hole. The minute hand has a smaller hole, and then the seconds hand has a little pin that pokes in the top. We have to put the one with the larger hole on first. That's the hour hand. And I think I'm going to go with that middle set. If you take a closer look, you can see that there is a protruding part around that hole. That you've got to, there you go, you just see it. You can push that down around the collar on the widest part. That's the white part. That pushes down around that. The hour hand. Let's get the minute hand. Same thing, there's a little raised collar around it. Goes on next around the smaller part. Push that down into place. And the second hand has a little hole in it which you push in. I thought the black would show up better against the gold that I'd painted it in. And you do have to be careful because they're very flexible and bendy, so you have to make sure they're not going to touch each other as they rotate. Let's take a closer look at that. You can see the second hand pinned in the top, then the minute hand on the narrow white collar, and the hour hand on the larger white collar. Let's put the battery in. I don't want to put it down and bend all those hands, so I'll hold it in the air. Let's see. Oh, it's ticking. See, it doesn't tick and move like a normal clock would. It just smoothly goes round. Oh, that's lovely. No noise at all. Ha! Let's put the hands to the correct time and see if they're clashing with each other and hitting each other on the way around. They might need a gentle bend in the right direction. Especially that minute hand is sandwiched between the hour hand and the second hand, and it needs to kind of make sure it's not bending down too far or up too far. Once you get that right, it'll run perfect. Just watch that tail of the second hand. Just catches and it slips over the top. So that needs to be bent up a touch. So it doesn't do that every time. Otherwise it will lose time over time. If it's got the time. That's it back on the wall. And drunk cameraman is going to try and show you it. Listen to that. No more noise in the background of my videos. No more hectic ticking in my sped up sections. Perfect. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, please consider hitting subscribe. It would really do me a favor. I don't normally like to ask in these videos. I hope you enjoyed that. Catch you in the next.